What is happening, Internet? Kwing here, and it's been 2 months, something like that. Just a quick update. Basically, I lost the channel for 2 months. Not going to say why, but censorship. Anyway, speaking of censorship, I actually made a really cool video about the Flash cameos, but WB blocked it worldwide and demonetized it because I used 30 seconds of video footage from the trailer of the Flash, which I've done before. Which has actually caused problems now. But anyway, we're going to do this old school with some Arkham gameplay, but we're back, and I hope you guys enjoy the Flash cameo video, because it's going to be fun. Alright, let's dive into it. Alright, so, show of hands, how many of you guys are actually just going to go see the Flash movie because either Ben Affleck or Michael Keaton? Now, there's no wrong answer here, because either Batman is going to be great in the movie. While Ben Affleck's role in the film, spoilers, is going to be very minimal compared to what it originally was going to be, especially leading up to a grand finale teasing a Crisis on Infinite Earths movie, which Walter Hamada was going to give us, eventually. This movie ends completely different than what we heard about from the test screenings from almost a year ago. Spoilers, but Henry Cavill does not show up at the end of the movie. They don't tie it into the, DC universe that we were getting. And they don't necessarily tie this movie into the new James Gunn universe either. They do some things that we'll be discussing in this video that's pretty interesting, but also kind of a slap in the face to fans of the previous DC universe. So let's get the spoilers out of the way, because I'm probably going to end up talking about this for quite a while. So where to begin? I just need to get this one thing off my chest, because I actually ranted about it for quite a while, but I'm pretty chill now because it was recorded about 4 days ago. So let's talk about the supposed reported post-credits scene. So, as you know, Flash saves the day, which, I mean, duh, obviously. Two Flashes get together, they fight the villain, and they reset the timeline, and we don't know what happens to Keaton or Supergirl. At least, I don't know. I mean, things have gone up in the air. Originally, after the Flash has saved the day, Barry Allen stays in the new timeline with Michael Keaton and Sasha Calle as the new Supergirl and Batman, respectively, with a somewhat retired Bruce Wayne, meeting up with Barry in front of the courthouse in a blue suit, very reminiscent to Ben Affleck's blue suit that he wore originally in the movie, as well as, some other blue suits that he had in the Snyderverse or whatever. And leading into the forging of a new Justice League, etc., etc., and of course his tie-in with his role in the Aquaman film. All that's gone now. So Barry, after saving the day, ends up hanging out with Jason Momoa in a bar discussing Batman. And the audience is led to believe that the Batman that they're discussing is Ben Affleck, until you hear all the strange stories that the Batman of this new Earth has done. And after a little bit of more bar conversations between the Flash and Aquaman, Batman does appear, but the Bruce Wayne that walks into the bar is George Clooney. And I don't know. I mean, that's just like, wow. Now, I mean, things could change before the film comes out, but I doubt it. I think that this is concrete. I think this is James Gunn's way of saying, don't worry, guys, the multiverse still exists, and it'll be part of DC Elseworlds, where who knows, if this movie does really well, maybe we'll see more of Jason Momoa and Ezra Miller and George Clooney in this new universe that's a combination of the Snyderverse and the Schumacher-verse? I don't know. Or maybe this could just be the George Clooney Batman of a new universe. I don't know, but it's a little strange. But the cameos in this film just go all over the place. Henry Cavill has a few cameos in the movie, but they're not tastefully done. A lot of archive footage and some of the new footage that was shot, well, it's almost like getting Headless Superman again. For instance, did you know that during one of the last trailers that they showcased from China had Henry Cavill's Superman in it, but you could only see the back of his head as he was putting out a volcano with his heat vision, which is a very cool sequence. And of course, Batman and Alfred call up the Flash and ask for his help while he's trying to order a sandwich, keep that metabolism up, right? And Superman is saving the day off some tropical island, stopping a volcano, something out of like the Justice League cartoon show from many, many years ago, 20 plus years ago, I believe. So that was cool. But Henry Cavill was supposed to have more stuff in the role for The Flash, especially after David Zaslav came in and, you know, got rid of Walter Hamada, and then his team brought Henry back, and they brought more Ben stuff, and they were going to lead into something bigger with Henry Cavill at the end, and keeping some of the principal cast, Ben, Gal, and Henry, going forward with Man of Steel 2 and other things. But, of course, we all know that didn't happen because James Gunn had a completely different idea of what to do with the DC Universe than what David Zaslav's hired help decided to do by giving both Ben and Henry additional cameos in other, you know, DC projects that were upcoming. Ben for Blue Beetle and Aquaman, and Henry Cavill for other DC projects, The Flash and Black Adam. But, you know, both men received pay for what they did, so it's not like, you know, they did it for nothing. And they showed up and, you know, they weren't paid. Even Michael Keaton was paid for the canceled Batgirl movie, so everything, you know, was hunky-dunky there. But I just want to go over some other cameos that I find interesting. So, again, this is all spoilers, but if you haven't heard already, Nicolas Cage is Superman in the movie. A Superman. He appears alongside other Supermen throughout the timeline when Barry's, like, traveling through the multiverse. And I don't really like this sequence, but it's really cool to see that the Superman movie that was canceled starring Nicolas Cage does happen. And like a draft from the script, I believe he's fighting a giant spider, which not really going to like seeing that because, you know, me and spiders don't really get along. So, yeah, that'll be interesting. There is some Gal Gadot stuff in the movie, mainly at the beginning of the movie. I don't know if she's going to pop up in other places. Adam West and Burt Ward, I believe, are CGI in the film. I don't think you see Val Kilmer in the movie, but I don't know. There's a lot of cameos, archive footage of different stuff. So blink and you miss it, like when they're through the Speed Force and things like that. You know, I'm still kind of hung up on the whole George Clooney thing. It's not that I hate the guy, mind you. It's just, I don't like his Batman at all. And I feel that the bar sequence, which I made an entire rant video about it, you know, which is the video that Warner Brothers pulled down because I just used, I think it was like 3 to 30 second clips, which I used before for a lot of my news segments that I've been doing the past year or so, because there were a lot of YouTube channels that were doing that, so I followed suit and I edited down the clips so that they would kind of loop almost like GIFs, but no, that doesn't fly anymore. You can't do that. I don't even know what's going to happen if I post like actual screenshots of things, so I'm going to be very limited on my screenshots for this video. Keep it very bare bones, because I don't know. I mean, I literally had my account suspended for 2 months, so that sucked. Pretty annoying, because there was a lot of stuff that came out that I couldn't talk about, and super annoying. But anyway, I'm not going to focus on that too much. But I'm back doing news, sort of, and I'm kind of bummed that my video was blocked, so hopefully this one will allow me to say what I want to some extent, but I guess I'm being pretty tame. A lot of people like when I rant, but I'm not really going to rant right now. I think it's stupid that George Clooney's in the movie, but if you guys like the Schumacher Batman, you know what? Each his own. I think that it was done purposely by James Gunn to kind of like just twist the knife for people that enjoy the Snyder Cut, because he gives you a false sense of happiness seeing the flashback with his friend Jason Momoa, Aquaman, and they're reminiscing about Batman, and you think that Ben's going to show up and, you know, drink with his buddies, and they're going to be back in the Snyder universe and Elseworlds. You never know. Maybe something could happen with Netflix or something else, but nope. They have another Batman show up through the door, and it's like, okay, I suppose that's interesting. I don't know. But, yeah, I mean, I think that a lot of people are going to be very happy with the cameos for the most part. I think that as we get closer to release of the movie, more people are going to be pretty upset about the George Clooney cameo, especially people that find a lot of things to dislike about George Clooney in Batman and Robin. It's true that he was going to show up in a more serious Batman movie, but you know, he apologized to the fan base. I guess he got one last hurrah as Bruce Wayne, and he had fun in the little cameo. I haven't personally seen the cameo. I've only heard hearsay from people who have seen the post-credit scene. So, you know, I'm hoping James Gunn does the right thing and just like kind of gets rid of the post-credit scenes in general. One post-credit scene I wanted them to do, which would have been nice, is if they have Barry meet Batman at the end, and it's a different Batman that leads into the Brave and the Bold movie that's coming out in 2025. I think that would be okay. Like, you don't actually have to show the actor who's playing the new Batman. You could just have Ezra Miller have this, you know, puzzled expression on his face when he's like, Bruce? And just have the Batman figure, like, turn around, but we can't see him, just a silhouette. And that could lead into the reset of the new DC Universe. But no, let's have George Clooney show up and be drinking buddies with Ezra and Aquaman and have that same kind of like, wait a second, this isn't my universe type thing. But, you know, that's what they're going to do. The Flash movie has a lot of heart. It's a very good film from what I hear. I'm only going to go see it because of Keaton and Ben Affleck. If it does well, I would love for Michael Keaton to get an Elseworlds movie of some kind. And the Supergirl actress, you know, I heard she does great things in the film. Both cuts that I've heard about from years ago always had great things to say about her in the, you know, test screenings for Zaslav's crew with Henry Cavill in the ending with Supergirl. And even with the Ben Affleck stuff at the end, like telling Barry to come find him. Supergirl has always been a great aspect of the film, no matter what cut people have been lucky enough to see. And even the final cut that's, you know, basically ready for people to watch, it's good. The Batman stuff is good, both Ben Affleck and Michael Keaton. Stellar performances. The Supergirl stuff I've heard nothing but high praise about, so hopefully we'll see her in the future or in an Elseworld story, who knows. I don't think it's going to be the same Supergirl that James Gunn is going to bring into his universe, but I don't think the DC Elseworlds is going to go away. So it all depends on how well the Flash movie does. If it bombs, then it'll disappear like Black Adam, and it won't matter because it still teases the aspect of the multiverse. So it's pretty clever of DC. But anyway, that's it. That's all for me. Thanks so much for watching. If you guys want to check out our Street Fighter series, we're doing that every day over on the other channel. I've been gone so long that I've lost so many subscribers. I lost access to this channel. And it feels good to be back, where I can kind of be myself again and just report on things that I like talking about that aren't, you know, connected to whatever games I've been covering on the Let's Play channel for 3 months now. So that's why I was gone. But anyway, people, you have a great day, and I hope you check out our Street Fighter series on the other channel. Links in our community tab. Keep it locked here for more news on anything Batman in movies, TV, video games, and occasionally comics when they don't suck. I'll be reviewing the Flash movie in a couple weeks, somehow. Later, Gotham fans.